Whoa! This is the Drake Passage, one of the world's most dangerous stretches of water. It's located just between the 7th continent of Antarctica and Argentina. And after 100 cruises, this is by far the most stormiest seas I have ever seen. Join us as we explore that amazing 7th continent and let you know if it's worth it when you've got to take this stretch of water to get there. Oh my gosh, this is insane. This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Well, ahoy there cruisers, we're in for something special in this episode because after sailing the seas for 3 days, the Scotia Sea, we finally arrived in Antarctica at our first port of call, which is King George Island and Penguin Island. But on the way here, we saw something pretty special.
On our way to Antarctica, we stopped to see A23A, the largest iceberg in the world. This mammoth chunk of ice is roughly 4,000 square kilometres in size. That's twice the size of Greater London or bigger than Rhode Island. It broke away from the Antarctic ice shelf all the way back in 1986. It got stuck for a while, for a few decades, but since 2020, it's been moving and drifting in the Southern Ocean. If it misses South Georgia, it could make its way all the way to South Africa before it melts. It's so big that ships have had to plan their way around it, but you might think it's just a big block of ice, right? But A23A is a wonder of nature. The iceberg is over 150 metres thick, though only about 10% of it is actually visible above the surface. The rest, it's hidden beneath the icy waters, creating a submerged labyrinth that's a haven for unique marine life. And it isn't just about size, it's about survival. Icebergs like A23A play a crucial role in regulating Earth's climate. As it melts, very slowly, it releases fresh water to the ocean, influencing currents and weather patterns worldwide. How amazing is that? We were lucky enough to see it up close on this once-in-a-lifetime expedition, and let me tell you, it's humbling. Standing near this frozen giant, you really feel the raw power of nature, and let's not forget, it's eerily quiet. Just the creaks and groans of the ice shifting, reminding you that this enormous iceberg is alive in its own way.
So we're currently in the South Shetland Islands, and this is our first taste of Antarctica, as I mentioned. Now, the weather is not on our side at the moment, but that is what you expect in this region. So we're keeping our fingers and our toes crossed to see if we can make a landing here, or at least a Zodiac cruise to explore what is around these islands. I mean, already we can see some stunning landscapes. We can already see penguins as well in the distance. We can actually smell them before we can see them, but it's such an impressive landscape just to look from it, and I'm really excited and fingers crossed that we can get on land today.
The 7th continent. We've done all 7 now. How amazing is this? This is our final continent of South America. No, it's not. What am I talking about? This is our final continent of Antarctica, and I couldn't be any more excited. This is just amazing, guys. It's been a rough few days to get here. We didn't film it. We've still got that Drake Passage to go as well, which we're going to be telling you all about, what it entails and why it's some of the most dangerous waters in the entire world. But this is just spectacular, isn't it? It's freezing down here as well. We're below zero at the moment. That's why you've got all of this ice, all of these glaciers, all of this snow, and it's just so wonderful to be here. We are so excited to get off and explore now the amazing 7th continent. It's going to be absolutely insane, and I'm so glad you're here with us on this journey. So yeah, we're just waiting for the call now to get off. It's incredibly exciting. We weren't expecting to get off today because the weather has been so rough. We've been entering quite a few storms to get down here just because of the way the jet streams work and things down here in the Southern Ocean. But yeah, I couldn't be more excited. This is like magic. I'm like a giddy schoolgirl. Wow. Welcome to Antarctica, the 7th continent. We're here. We're on land. This is insane, guys. So this whole rock, basically, Penguin Island, is a volcano. So you've got some drastic colours from the dark rocks, which obviously were lava, to the beautiful white snow in the distance. But wow, this place is very moon-like. It looks like we're on a different planet. Welcome to Antarctica, though. It's been a very long journey to get here, and we couldn't be more happy. A bit of a steep climb to get up the first bit of a hill, but now we're going to go and explore some of the penguin colonies because it's called Penguin Island for a reason. Sorry guys, my lips are starting to freeze because it is very, very cold, much colder than it was on South Georgia. It's below zero, so we're nice and wrapped up, lots of different layers. Let's go and explore.
This is truly a monumental moment for us and getting quite emotional thinking about it. We've been cruising a long time and finally we have reached our 7th continent. So we can tick every single continent off from the world. Being able to travel the world and see amazing places from the ocean and onto the land is just an incredible thing that we get to do. And standing here on our 7th continent, I'm starting to look back all the way to when we started this channel and just think about all the amazing things that we have seen and done. But there is so much more to see and do, which is the incredible thing to think about in our world. It is like stepping onto an alien planet. It is so different to everywhere that we have been before. Seeing the snow in the background is just incredible.
It's one small step for Ben, one giant leap for our YouTube channel. We've been and conquered. So just behind me, we've got a big colony of chin-strap penguins. Now these penguins are absolutely delightful. They are probably the cutest penguins we've seen so far. They've got a little black stripe across their chins, which gives them their name, chin-strap penguins. Now the little babies are little balls of grey fluff and they are just delightful. And all of the noises that they're making is just adorable. They're so smelly as well, guys. If you had smell-o-vision, you would well and truly know it because they are a little bit stinky. We can see some big seals, some elephant seals and other types of seals, not as many as we saw in South Georgia, but these little penguins are just pure delightful. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm in a Mary Poppins movie.
So with about an hour left to this landing, we're going to head up the volcano that Ben mentioned earlier to see if we can get to the peak, or at least as far enough up as we can in the next hour. It looks quite steep, guys, but I bet you the view is going to be spectacular from up there. I feel like I'm on an epic movie adventure, and as I was walking up that hill I could hear like epic music going around in my head. Very short distance. It's not like we've climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, but it certainly does feel like that. And wow, the view is spectacular from up here.
My lips have gone totally numb now, but I feel like a proper explorer, trying to get in as many steps as we can, as usual, so we can have a cheeky dessert at dinner time. But yeah, this is quite a track really. It looks quite small from the bottom, but when you get up here, it's crazy. Whew. 1 cookie, 2 cookie. Wow, so we went to the crater of the volcano. It last erupted in 1905, so fingers crossed we're not going to get any action today. Absolutely stunning up there. Freezing cold with the wind, very strong winds of 40 knots up there, so the wind chill is, but lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. The views up here are nothing less than spectacular. We are so lucky we're getting to experience this. I'm just trying to take in every moment we can, just so we remember this forever, because it really is a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Just beautiful. I mean, look at it.
Never in my life have I felt so small, but in a really good way. Being stood here in this absolutely epic landscape really does make you feel like you're a teeny tiny spot on the earth. Now all around, dotted around here and over on the main island, you'll find research and science stations from a whole host of different countries, from the UK to Argentina, Brazil, absolutely loads of them. Well, it's time for us to hop back on the Zodiac and head back to the ship. We've came outside just to have a look at the beautiful view as we're sailing to our next port of call, or next landing. Now, after every day, we have a recap where we find out what's going on the next day, which we went to earlier today. And tomorrow's going to be a jam-packed day as we head to the Antarctic Peninsula, and there's some very cold surprises coming up which we can't wait for. Every night down here we get some fantastic sunsets, and it's great just to come out, get some fresh air. It's a little bit chilly, but it certainly does clear away the cobwebs, and check out this awesome view.
We've also just had dinner as well in the dining room. Very hearty food, but very tasty tonight as well, which is great. But super looking forward to our day on the mainland of the Antarctic Peninsula tomorrow. Very, very excited indeed for what it's going to bring us. Lots more animals, lots more fantastic scenery. So yeah, we'll see you in the morning. Very excited. This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one website platform to help you stand out and succeed online. Have you ever wanted to create a website but didn't know where to start? Well, I've been there before. Luckily, I discovered Squarespace and it made the process so easy. One of the coolest features is Squarespace Blueprint AI. It's like having a personal website designer in your pocket. You basically just answer a few simple questions and it builds a fully custom on-brand website for you. And talking about AI, Squarespace's design intelligence combines 20 years of design expertise to help you create a stunning website that's tailored exactly to your needs. Another game changer is their email marketing tools. You can create stunning email campaigns right from your website. And let's talk about selling content. With Squarespace, you can monetize your expertise by gating content like blogs. It's a fantastic way to create reoccurring revenue without any extra hassle. Ready to bring your ideas to life? Well, start your free trial at squarespace.com. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Ben and David to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Well, good morning, cruisers. Today we're in Curtis Bay. Just look at this. It looks like a true winter wonderland. If I saw Santa Claus's workshop, I know it's the wrong pole, but if I did see a Santa Claus workshop here, it would be very fitting. Now, today we've got some quite special things coming up, including something that is really unique to cruising in Antarctica, and it's a real highlight. I am a little bit nervous, but I'm very excited at the same time. First up, we've got a Zodiac cruise to explore this beautiful Curtis Bay. So let's go and get wrapped up and ready for it, shall we?
Oh, it is frosty outside. Now, fun fact, guys, talking about the bumpiness of the seas, we've had quite a bumpy cruise so far, but last night it was as still as anything, and both me and David have just said we didn't sleep very well because we are missing the rocking of the ship. How funny is that? Complaining about it rocking, then when it doesn't rock, we miss it and we don't sleep as well. But hey, this is just absolute paradise. It's a winter wonderland. It's exactly how I imagined the Antarctic to look, just 10 times more epic. The icebergs, the white against the beautiful blue skies. We are so lucky, and I'm so excited to get off today. Now let's go get ready for our lovely Zodiac cruise. I am legitimately so excited to get off. I cannot wait to explore this wonderland. Now, it sounds really funny, but it's very hard to dress for these places because at the same time, it's freezing cold, but boiling hot in the sun. One thing that's really important, and we need to find it, sun lotion. So we have to put loads of sun lotion on. We almost got burned the other day because it is very, very deceiving. Even though the weather is actually very cold temperature-wise, the sun is extremely strong because we're in the southern hemisphere during their summer. So this is their summertime, so you can get burned very easily. And it's all about the layers. So we brought lots and lots of different layers. So we've got the coat, which Poseidon Expeditions just gave us, which is really nice. And this is waterproof, which is fabulous. Then usually underneath, I've got my fleece jacket, which I bought just before I came. Oh, I can't get it open, guys. But these jackets are really, really nice. And like I said, we get to take these away with us, which is absolutely fabulous. Usually got a fleece jacket, then a t-shirt or some long johns or thermal underwear, which is really important. Then for the trousers, we usually have a thick pair of ski pants. Then we have a waterproof layer. Then we have the boots that Poseidon have also given us as well, just to keep fully waterproof, especially when getting in and out of the Zodiacs, because sometimes we do get off on shore and have to wade in some sort of feet deep water. Sunglasses as well, really important. We take our water, and we bought a waterproof bag as well to put everything in because you do get splashed on the Zodiac. So let's get ready and go.
And tissues, because I've noticed every time I get off, my nose starts running.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Yeah, as soon as you get really cold and the wind starts blowing you, your nose just starts running, even though we don't have a cold or anything. So tissues, very important. Right, I'm so excited. Let's get off and explore. Well, good morning from the Zodiac. We're just getting on board now, and we're getting ready to start our adventure. Woo.
Wow, yeah, this view is incredible. So we're speeding up now towards the ice and the glaciers to get a closer look and explore a little bit more. This is just absolutely stunning. When I thought of Antarctica, this is exactly what I pictured, and it hasn't disappointed so far. I accept this award in honour of all my great achievements that I have done in my life. Check this out, this is black ice. I know it looks crystal clear. It's called black ice because when it's in the water it looks completely black, and this is the purest form of ice you can get. You can actually drink it. They say it's very good with a whiskey, so I have brought my glass, my nice bourbon. I'm going to pop it in my glass later, but this is incredible. Just look how crystal clear it looks. It almost looks like a diamond. 6,000 years old of filtration. Incredible. Just have a drink.
Holy moly, this is incredible, guys. We just came into a little ice field and the whole ocean's rising and falling with the ice. It is absolutely spectacular. The noises as well that it's making as well. Holy moly, this is amazing. What a day. We are so lucky with the weather today. It couldn't have been any nicer. This is exactly how you want to see the Antarctica. So the visibility is so good that it feels like you don't get anywhere because you can see everything in the distance and it looks very close, but it's not. It's really far away, which is crazy just because there's no pollution here. There's nobody here, so it's just the clearest atmosphere we've really ever seen. It's just stunning. It really does change your outlook on the world. It really does. A lot of people said that before we came here, and I can say exactly why. It's just absolutely untouched and spectacular.
Wow, that was absolutely spectacular. That is one of the best things we have done on this trip so far. We saw so much. We saw two types of seals. We saw a leopard seal, which is very rare to see. They look pretty nasty. And a crab seal, a crab eating seal as well. And then we saw a colony of cormorants with absolutely loads of chicks. The expedition guide said it's really rare to see this much wildlife and be able to get so close to them. And it's because the waters were so calm, we were really able to get close to the rocks. Incredible. I felt like a tiny little person been shrank and plopped into some sort of amazing Christmas scene because it was just incredible.
Oh, nice and warm in the cabin. That was incredible. Like David said, to be able to see a leopard seal, apparently it's the first one they've seen all season. These creatures are super ferocious, so it was great to see one, and he was not happy that we were there. And we know it was a he because he had two belly buttons, and apparently that's how you can tell the he's from the she's, but that was amazing. Anyway, the title of the video, the Drake Passage. Now, this is something that we are really dreading. What is it, I hear you say? Well, it's a 600-mile stretch of ocean, basically between South America and Antarctica. So it's really the only way to get from Antarctica and South America quite quickly. We didn't take it on the way here because we went around to the Falkland Islands, so we dodged it a little bit. But basically, it's where the Atlantic Ocean meets the Pacific Ocean, and it's kind of a big squeeze to get all of those millions of cubic feet of water every second through. And it's absolutely nuts, guys. It's a place where lots of winds form, because apart from that little piece of land at the bottom, at these latitudes there isn't any land, so the wind really builds up. Big storm fronts, massive surges, big swells of water, up to sort of 43 feet, which is absolutely crazy sometimes. So it can get very stormy, and it's notorious to be one of the worst and the most dangerous waters in the world. Over 800 ships have sunk in the Drake Passage in the past, which is crazy. So with the technology we have now, it's a lot rarer, thankfully, but over 20,000 sailors in the past have lost their lives in these waters. And most recently in 2022, unfortunately, a Viking ship, a Viking expedition ship, had some really bad weather and swells, and one of the waves hit the side of the ship, basically breaking into people's cabins, and one person was unfortunately killed. So it really is still a dangerous stretch of water. Now, we have full trust in our captain and crew to make sure that we go the safest way with the least amount of bad weather. But guys, it is something that we're nervous about, but we're looking at it in a slightly different way. It's a rite of passage, isn't it? When you're doing this type of cruise, the Drake Passage is definitely a rite of passage. We're going to conquer it rather than be scared of it. So we are optimistic it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be good. It's usually a 2-day passage, so 48 hours, which is a little bit crazy as well, guys, and it's going to be at the very end of our cruise. So we are very nervous about it, because these little ships, you definitely feel the movement in them a little bit more than those big mega ships. This ship, like we said, only carries 114 people, so we are expecting it to get a little bit bumpy. We'll let you know later on how you can avoid seasickness as well, and give you all of our top tips. Yep, so we'll see if we get the Drake Lake or the Drake Shake. Obviously the lake is something that we would like to get, but the Drake Shake is something that we would probably like to experience, just so we can say we've done it. A little bit scared. Oh, David, you're looking a little bit nervous there. Why is that?
So the time has come to do the age-old tradition of the polar plunge. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to dive into this water, this freezing water, and take the plunge. I am dreading it.
Oh, nervous.
I'm still 10% not sure if I'm going to do it or not. I am literally shaking because I am that nervous.
Yes, polar plunger. I am very nervous because it is obviously very freezing water, full of ice. So this is going to be exciting, but at least it's lovely clean water. One thing we noticed, no pollution or anything, no plastic. Fantastic to see. So let's go down to the Oceanish Lounge and do this. You know, when you sign up for something, guys, and you have complete regrets, that's exactly how I feel. Oh, let's do this.
So we're checked in. They've taken our details to identify the bodies in case we don't make it. Okay, it is a rite of passage. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's like up for it now, so I feel a little bit better about it. And I'm just hoping that it's my adrenaline kicks in and keeps me warm. They do tie a rope around you just in case there's any waves, or in case, you know, you might pass out. But I'm excited now. Nervous, but excited.
Oh my gosh, guys, that was amazing. Completely terrifying at first. David's already wobbling and he's not even been in yet. It is freezing, but as soon as you get out, you feel a massive relief and all my body's tingling. I feel nice and warm now, weirdly, after that. David's time now. That was awesome. I'm so glad I did it.
Oh my gosh, my whole body is tingling now. I don't know if that's the shot of vodka that they give you when you get out to warm you back up, or the ice water. I'm really glad I did it. It was cold, not gonna lie, it was bitterly cold. The expedition guides when I was getting out said, take your time, enjoy the water. I thought, hell no mate, I'm getting out of here as quickly as I can. But wow, there we go, massive tick, polar ice plunge.
After our icy Antarctic plunge, we thawed out with a warm shower, then headed straight to the lunch buffet. There's plenty in selection, there's fresh sandwiches, salads and some hot options, plus a live cooking station every single day, which was perfect after that freezing dip. Fueled up, we boarded a Zodiac to explore an island in Mikkelsen Harbour. This spot has a fascinating yet sobering history with remnants from the Norwegian whaling days of the early 20th century. Whale bones were scattered all along the shore. I couldn't believe how big they were. We walked on snow for the first time too, and the scenery was absolutely breathtaking. The weather was unbelievably perfect too. Blue skies and calm seas, something we never expected after our last few bumpy days. Gen 2 penguins were absolutely everywhere, with tiny baby chicks waddling around. Adorable doesn't even begin to describe it. Watching them in their natural habitat was just magical. Back on the ship, we treated ourselves to a spot of afternoon tea and a few slices of cake. It's served every day from 4 till 5 p.m. It's the perfect way to relax after an adventure-packed day. Let's skip ahead to the next day for even more incredible moments.
Well, good morning cruisers. It's a new day and you can see we're in a brand new place. We've hiked up the side of a blooming snow-filled mountain, guys. I've never felt like such an expeditionist in my entire life. Island.
Expeditionist? Do you mean explorer, David? That sounds a bit rude.
Expeditionist.
Expeditionist?
Not exhibitionist.
Is that even a word?
I've never felt like such an explorer in my entire life. We're on Rouge Island, which is named after a Belgian businesswoman who funded the first Belgian Antarctic expedition. She was one of the funders for it. And we're at an amazing viewpoint overlooking this incredible bay. In the distance, we've got Gen 2 penguins. We've also seen a couple of chin-strap penguins scattered around here as well. But the best part of this, nearly fell in the snow, is that incredible view. It's stunning.
This really is a hike and a half, but it's really good because we're getting those steps in. But I have to say, every corner and every time you turn your head, you see some other amazing scenery. And guys, it is just spectacular. It's a 365-degree view everywhere. We came further south down on the Antarctic Peninsula, Ketley Point. Oh, geez. And the snow here is very, very deep. Again, it's very cold outside, but with that sun, it's gorgeous. So we put loads of sun lotion on because you can get really burned here, but we're just really exploring and we're going to go further up the mountain, see lots more cute little penguins. I have to say, I think chin straps are my favorite type of penguin. Let us know in the comment section below what your favorite type is. We'd love to know, but we're just having the best time. This is just absolutely fantastic. Slept really well again last night. It was lovely and smooth. It was like butter. Gorgeous before we go and do that Drake passage in a few days. I think today is our last full day as well, which sucks because this place is like no other. It's just absolutely spectacular.
I can never ever get enough of seeing penguins. They are absolutely adorable. I just love watching them. They're like little old men, like they waddle along, and then they're very clumsy as well, so they're always falling over. They're just as clumsy as some humans are, especially on like rocks and snow and stuff. They're very, very adorable. We're just walking next to what they call a penguin highway. This is like a little bit in the snow, that's sort of carved out where all the penguins walk up and down. You can always tell it's a penguin highway because the snow's white, but the penguin highway is a suspicious shade of brown, or in this case sort of pink, because there's lots of penguin poop there, that's why. And they use these little highways to get to and from their colonies. It's absolutely adorable.
Honestly, it feels like we're climbing Mount Everest or something. Obviously not quite as hard, but just look at these epic landscapes, guys. It just changes every second and it's so brutal and exactly what you imagine with Antarctica. The mountains and the clouds in the mountains, it's just so spectacularly beautiful. And the fact that we've got lovely blue skies just makes everything pop and just look gorgeous. Because there's no cars, no planes, only a few people. All we can hear is the sound of the animals, the penguins. There's no wind. I can hear slight cracking from the icebergs. We just saw an amazing avalanche in the distance as well, where a big chunk of ice was falling off one of the glaciers into the water. There was a big cloud of smoke and it was met with the most tremendous sound. But just the beautiful sounds of nature is something else. It's just so spectacularly quiet and it's just beautiful. Just need to take it all in.
Now, I expected there to be some physical activity with it being an expedition cruise, but I have to admit it is a lot more than I expected. It's not for the faint of heart. There's quite a lot of climbing, steep hills, slippery hills. As you can see now, getting in and out the Zodiacs. It is all physical, but it's good fun though. When you think about a cruise shore excursion compared to this, they are polar, excuse the pun, polar opposites. Been shuttled on and off a bus and shown around a city compared to hiking up the side of an incredible mountain. You can't get any different, can you?
Yeah, I have to totally agree. It's just so different to cruising in general. You don't know what you're going to be doing until a few hours before because it's all dictated by the weather and conditions on land. So it's just all unpredictable and like really exciting. So you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And every day we have that briefing where we're going to be told what we're going to do the next day. And that really is one of the most exciting parts of the day because we're all in sort of apprehension, wondering where we're going to be going, what we're going to be doing, what new sights we're going to see. And it just makes things all exciting. And obviously with Poseidon Expeditions, who we're cruising with now, thanks again for them inviting us on board. This is a press trip, so we haven't paid for this trip, so they've invited us. They have up to 2 landings or a Zodiac cruise every single day, and it's all included, which is really fantastic. You can pay for extra things like kayaking if you want to do that, but this is just all included. All of your food's included as well, which is really good, guys. It's a lot of inclusivities, but it's not about the cruise, it's not about the ship, about the food. It's all about this, getting off the ship and just enjoying these spectacular sceneries that honestly will stay with you for the rest of your life. If you're interested in a cruise with Poseidon Expeditions, we have to highly recommend them. Check out the link in the description section below where you'll get $500 off your next cruise. And use the code #BenDavid.
If you want to know a fun fact, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the pink and the green that you can see within the snow, it's not beautiful flowers. It's not strawberries under the snow. No, it's penguin poop. It's lots and lots of penguin poop. So much, in fact, that if you go on Google Earth, you can actually see it from space. That's how much penguin poop there is here. And the reason it's pink is because they eat a lot of krill and they are pink. So that's why it comes out pink. The more you know. Well, we have made it to the top of our lookout point and we are met with some pretty epic views. Somebody said earlier that they took a photo and the background looked like AI, like there was not there. I kind of agree with that. When you're here, it's hard to comprehend just how crystal clear everything looks. It's almost super HD, and it does look almost fake because it's so pristine and untouched.
Wow, well, what a day we have had. Last time you saw us, it was the morning and we did our excursion. This afternoon, we did another excursion and another landing, which was absolutely fantastic. We were taken to another island where we did a little bit of hiking, but this time when we got to the top of the mountain, because there is absolutely no animals and it's the first time we've been allowed to do this the whole time, we could sit down, lay down, get in with the snow, touch the snow. It was fabulous. There's very strict guidelines of what we can and can't do on the cruise, just to make sure that none of the animal life, the wildlife, anything like that is harmed. And because of the spread of bird flu as well, we have to be so careful. But we got to lie down and have an amazing time and do some snow angels and take some funny photos and get some absolutely spectacular views on top of that hill. And then guys, we had the most amazing experience on the Zodiac cruise back to the ship. We got surrounded by a bunch of humpback whales and it was one of the most spectacular moments of my life. It was just wonderful. They're out now as well, all around us. We were completely surrounded. They were bubble feeding, so they were doing circles around us, and we just stopped still to avoid hitting any of them because there were so many of them. We counted about 13 or 14 humpback whales, seeing their tails crash. We heard the sound of the spout and their whistling. It was just absolutely wonderful and such a magical moment.
Thanks to the onboard drone photographer Vadim for the drone footage. You could actually see the whales were bubble feeding. They took that footage from above. So tonight we enjoyed dinner outside here in Paradise Bay. Like, could you get a better backdrop for dinner? It was a selection, like a buffet selection. They had salads, they had charcuterie boards, they had hot meats, they had some big steaks, sausages, things like that. So it wasn't quite a barbecue, but they did have the grill going to grill off some of the meats as well, and like jacket potatoes and soups, all very hearty and filling food. And to be sat outside in Antarctica having a meal, I would never ever have thought I would ever say that.
So as we leave Antarctica for the very last time, we're treated to such a beautiful sunset. The sunsets in Antarctica are unlike any we've ever seen before. So vibrant, so beautiful, the skies are crystal clear, and as we mentioned earlier on, the visibility, because there's just no pollution or anything, is amazing, so you can see for miles. The mountains, the beautiful scenery is all lit up by the sun. Now the sun doesn't go down till almost 11 p.m. and then comes back up at 3 a.m. so there's not much of an evening or a night whilst in Antarctica during the summer. Tomorrow we'll be faced with the Drake Passage. Whoa, a very good morning everybody. Here on the Drake Passage, I'm just going to hold on because we are moving quite a lot. Well, we have got a little bit of what we like to call the Drake Shake. So yes, we've got seas that are about 6 meters at the moment, so swells that are 6 meters, so it is fairly rough. And we've got lots of vibration as well because our cabin's towards the front of the ship, and basically every time we go over a wave it smacks down and we hear a big smash and vibration as the ship slaps the sea. But yeah, it's very, very bumpy indeed, and it's quite hard to walk around. You've got to be very careful. Our lovely expedition team keep telling us to keep one hand free for the ship, just to make sure we're always holding on, because it is quite adventurous, and it's a bit of an exercise to sort of stay upright, which is really funny. But bless, David is really suffering. David, bless you, how are you feeling?
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, not great. I'm semi-okay when I lie down flat, usually asleep. Honestly, I've been asleep for about... You all right?
It's hard to sort of stay upright. I'm just going to sit on the bed. Give me a second. It is very, very bumpy, isn't it?
It's really bumpy. The biggest thing is I've been sleeping for about 16 hours, but when I'm asleep, I'm having the strangest dreams because the ship is like bouncing. It's almost like being in a washing machine, and then every now and again, did you hear that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You get an absolutely huge bang where you can literally hear the ship banging off the water. I have been taking seasickness pills. I haven't actually been seasick. I've just felt really like headachy and nauseous and dizzy, and not great, to be honest. But I expected it. It's not as bad as I was thinking, but it definitely is the worst motion I've ever experienced. It's not a comfortable ride.
Bless him, guys. I'm very lucky that I don't suffer from seasickness that much. I can definitely feel it. I've got the headache from the movement, but we've taken medication now. The most important thing, if you do choose to take medication, this isn't medical advice at all. Check with your doctor and everything before taking anything. You've got to take it a good hour, a good 45 minutes before you start the actual motion. That's the most important thing, because if you take it whilst you feel sick and whilst you've got motion sickness, it just won't work, which really sucks. Now the ship is also offering anti-nausea injections as well for an extra charge if you do get really bad. David hasn't been that bad so far, and you know what, we've got to just reiterate it again, it is so worth it for everything that we've seen and done over these last 3 weeks. Basically 19 different stops we stopped at, so 19 different places, which is absolutely incredible, and most of those we did 2 excursions a day, so it's almost 40 different excursions we've had over this incredible cruise. And is it worth it? Is it worth these bad seas? Absolutely. You've just got to get through it, and like we said, we can give ourselves a big pat on the back at the end just to say, look, we actually did it. We did the Drake Passage, and we're going to go into Ushuaia tomorrow before our flight and get one of those stickers saying I survived the Drake Passage, because do you know what, we did, and we are. But hey, most important as well, make sure you've got some food in your belly. David was going to do these tips, but he's not feeling too great. We recommend eating green foods as well, so things like ginger. They've got ginger candy on board, which is really, really good. Green apples as well is really good as well. Make sure that you're nice and hydrated, but don't not eat. Just make sure you eat a little, because it's important to have something in your stomach because it makes you feel better. Our doctor on board keeps telling us that, so just make sure you do that as well. You can also get things like armbands, so like wristbands and stuff. I'm not sure if they work. Let us know in the comment section if they've worked for you. We've never tried them. Our choice of medication is bonine, so it's metzaline is a type of medication. Again, not offering medical advice. Check you can take it and everything before. Check with your doctor, but this is what works best for us, just because you can get things like Dramamine, but that is very, very drowsy, so it makes you feel very tired and very lethargic, which isn't very nice. We found that bonine doesn't do that to us. It just helps a little bit. But yeah, guys, it isn't that bad. It really isn't that bad. I mean, we are rocking and rolling. It is difficult on a night. I didn't sleep very well last night just because you're scared that you're going to roll out of the bed, which is really crazy. I'm kind of holding on for dear life now. But yeah, it's not too bad at all. It really isn't. But we'll let you know at the end of the cruise exactly what we thought. But now I'm going to try and attempt to take the camera outside and get some shots outside. Oh my God! Guys, it is like a wind tunnel. Oh, I feel like I'm reporting from a hurricane. The winds outside now are about 70 to 80 mile per hour gusts. We've got waves and we've got a swell of around 15 feet. So that's like 2 of me. It's crazy. It is so windy. My hands are so cold. I have never, ever felt anything like this. Hopefully you can still hear me. Oh my God, holding on for dear life. I'm crouched on a... This is absolutely bloody crazy. I've never seen anything like it before. Right. Oh my God, let's go back inside, eh? It's a bit dangerous to be out here, so let's go to the comfort of the inside. Yep, so as you can see, it is pretty damn crazy out there. I got absolutely bloomin' soaking with the seawater. A little bit dangerous really to be walking around, so I'm going to spend the rest of the day in the cabin. Try not look at phone screens and things like that because it makes you feel a little bit dizzy. Definitely see if you can get outside or somewhere with a big window to look at the horizon. That really helps as well. And definitely when picking a cabin, make sure you pick a cabin low down towards the center of the ship because that's where the least movement is. We're right at the front of the ship, so we're getting a lot of the movement. It is a lot more pleasant towards the middle of the ship, so make sure you do that when picking a cabin as well. It really does help out. So David, I guess we'll see everybody in about 24 hours when we've finally crashed and get off. He's asleep, guys. We'll see you soon. So guys, that's it. We got off this morning off of the ship and we survived the Drake Passage. But David, it is still very windy, isn't it?
It is. You can tell why them waves are so high if it's this windy all the time. But yes, we survived the Drake Shake. I think we deserve a little treat after that or something, a glass of wine or celebration or something. I wanted a certificate.
Well, maybe later on, but guys, it's been such a fantastic cruise. Thank you for joining us. We've made memories that we'll never forget. Was the Drake Passage worth it? Like I said earlier on, absolutely. We have to give a big shout out to all of our patrons as well. You too can become a patron. We've made extra episodes from this cruise from ports that we haven't shown on these videos. We also upload behind the scenes footage, much more. Early access to our videos, ad-free access to our videos, as well as a monthly video chat. So I guess that's it till next time.
Happy cruising.